In this video, we demonstrate symmetry analysis using a single force platform. The athlete is performing a counter movement jump and has a right knee injury. To switch on the symmetry display, check this box and the symmetry index is displayed. We'll now perform a counter movement jump. And the athlete is positioned on the force plate. The symmetry index turning yellow indicates they are within 5% of perfect balance. They then jump and land back on the plate. Now what we can see here is that the athlete is standing on the force platform and they're positioning themselves, and then using the feedback from the symmetry index, they position themselves, evening up their feet such that the difference between the left and right is somewhere around 1 or 2% or less. So the symmetry index will display different colors depending on the symmetry value. So if they are favoring the left leg or the left side, then it will be a negative percentage and the indication will be red. If they have greater force on the right side, then the symmetry index will be positive and the color indication will be green. However, if they are within 5% plus or minus of a perfect symmetry, then the color indication will be yellow. So we can see that the athlete here is very balanced. They've positioned themselves so that there's equal force on the left and right sides. I will now zoom in and select just the jump. So we observe here that the force is very consistent, somewhere less than 2% difference between the left and right legs. But as they initiate the jump, we see that the two curves start to separate here. In particular, we see slightly higher force output on the left side. And then at the changeover, here, this point here is a changeover from eccentric to concentric, and then we're in green is the concentric phase. We then observe a considerable separation here as the right force output is considerably lower, somewhere around here we have 15% difference, 14%, 13%, 12% difference between the right leg force output and the left leg force output. If we then turn our attention to the actual results for a counter movement jump, we see that those differences are reflected here in the symmetry indexes. So the peak force, there is about a 13% difference in peak force, a 10% difference in minimum force. Both of these are favoring the left leg. And then we see concentric impulse about 17% higher on the left side. Not terribly much difference on eccentric impulse, but the force at transition, so the changeover from eccentric to concentric, about a 9% difference there. So most of the differences are being realized in the concentric phase, or just at that point of turnover from eccentric to concentric. This symmetry analysis can be performed with a single force platform and provides an in-depth evaluation of left and right force production for tracking imbalance, injury and rehabilitation.